just standing at the bus stop actually here, and I've just asked this lady, I didn't get your name, sorry. Andrea, if she could advise me about the buses, and she's not really a bus kind of person, but we just got chatting really, and you were saying something confirming to me how you get these little pockets of communities which are like really lovely people, and I was saying that I've experienced that like all the way around Britain, you know, on this walk. And so you're from Croydon originally, and you came and settled here?
I was, for a little while. Moved around as well, but ended up here and love it here. Just absolutely love it. The people are friendly, it's quiet, it's peaceful, but in no time at all you can be in Ashford, and you can be across to France or up to London in next to no time. So it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and you'll have an amazing time while you're down here.
What I'm looking forward to as much as anything, as well as going on the Romiley Highland Dymchurch Railway.
That is amazing.
I've seen it before, and I've been to Hythe and seen the station at the North End, but I've never actually been for a ride on it. And,
you love it.
As a kid, I remember having a book with this in when I was, you know, maybe 8-10 years old, and I can still see that photograph in my mind of like a scale model of the Flying Scotsman, and I'm looking for it.
I think you wanted.
Thank you very much indeed for your time. I know we got disturbed there, but it's been lovely speaking to you.
Have a good
check
time.
me out.
I certainly will.
And let me just. There's your grandson.
Yes.
Oh, that's fabulous. What's his name?
Calvin.
Go and have your appointment. Lovely to meet you, Andrew. Bye now. Bye bye. So I've only just got off the bus here, and I've bumped into Carol and Phil. So Phil, where are you from, mate?
We're from Oregon, United States.
Yes.
And Medford is a city just north of California.
Ah, right. Fantastic.
And we decided we're going to walk across southern England.
Yes.
And not realizing what we're doing, we're just going to enjoy it.
Well, that's a big adventure in itself, actually, sorting out all the logistics with the buses. And so you're doing it on bus, more or less, then, and walking as well?
Bus is probably the majority, to be honest,
Well, I think you'll find that the bus service is pretty good, actually. It's well documented, and as long as you know where you're going, you're gonna make the odd mistake. Let's be fair about it. I mean, I do as well. But nevertheless, I think you'll find that people are very helpful to you, and they'll set you on your way and give you advice.
We found that to date. People have been wonderful.
Yes.
Not helpful, just wonderful.
I've got lots of American viewers actually, and several have been watching me for a year and over a year now, and they say, Jim, make a suggestion, or I say, well, you watch film number 27 or something or other, and you can see the first-hand evidence of what it was like. And several of them have said we had no idea that England was anything like this. They had a completely different kind of feel about how it is, and they are all very pleasantly surprised.
Oh, very. We find it very organized. We find it international, and we find it very kind and polite. Everyone seems to be extremely polite.
Well, yeah. That's very kind of
you don't see that in America all the time.
Well, I mean, in fairness, you don't see that here all the time.
Well, we have.
There are areas, and there are people that you wouldn't particularly want to talk to either. And Carol, are you planning on doing? I know you're all kitted up with your walking stuff and everything.
Okay.
So is the idea to do lots and lots of walking then? Is this a walk?
It's a walk and a ride. I mean, we're going to just go for the fun part, but I want to recommend to people, if they are in Rye, to go to the Mermaid Inn, and be sure, if you like a little bit of a sweet drink, try the Mermaid Martini. It was quite lovely. It's blue. It comes with a little slice of orange instead of the normal olive for the martini. So it really didn't taste like a martini, but it tasted lovely, and it's very beautiful. So
unpaid advertisement.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's incredible. We'll get a sponsorship for that, I think. Definitely. So, what's your first plan then? Today, your plan is to go to Hastings?
We're going to Hastings, and we're going to go see where the battleground was, where England became England, I guess.
Yes.
And that's part of it. And then we're going to go on to to Stonehenge after
Yes,
that,
yes.
and then to Bath, if I'm saying it correctly.
Bath. Well,
they told me it
I'm
was
from the
Bath.
north. Well, yeah, it's the north or south.
We said Bath, and then we were corrected. But that's fine.
Yes,
Very polite.
that's right. That's everybody.
So we'll see that, and
Yes.
then we'll go back to the coast and proceed westward.
Yes.
That's our plan.
Well, I mean, on what you said, you're going to the Isle of Wight, so I suggest you go and have a good look at Portsmouth, which is absolutely steeped in history.
Right.
And also Plymouth, if you like that kind of thing, if you're into history, and I know you Americans are.
Indeed.
Well, you'll find you'll find Plymouth a very exciting place to be as well.
Good.
And then if you want some of the scenery, you move further along to like Poole, and then head along through Dorset, Devon and Cornwall, and you will not be disappointed, I guarantee
It's
it.
dinosaur country.
Yes, yes, it really is. Now, you've got my phone number there. If you get any jams or if you need any advice, you can always give me a call.
Indeed.
Thank
I
you.
have a British phone now.
Yes.
You have a
Transferred
British, well,
to
that's fine.
So
Well,
we're
as I
good.
say, you're welcome to call me if you need any advice or any help, or if you get any jam, then I'm there. I'm not too far away here.
Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure meeting you.
I'm doing the other way. I'm walking east. I'm walking to Dover and Folkestone. I should be there in the next 2 or 3 days.
So we won't compete for accommodations then.
Definitely get on your way, and it's
We
been
will.
an absolute pleasure to meet you. And
Thank you.
as I say, keep in touch, and you know, have a
And
look
the
at
best to Trish.
And when you get some time, have a look at the vlogs.
Okay.
And I think you'll enjoy them. There's always a bit of comedy and a bit of humour in it. You know.
Well, thank you for your card. Pleasure meeting you.
It was nice
Very
meet
nice
you.
to meet you, Phil.
Okay.
Very nice.
Goodbye.
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 Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Peter.
Peter, yes.
And
Nice
your
to meet
name
you.
is
Geriga.
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 That's an incredible name, isn't it?
Yes.
So, what's your plans, Peter? Where are you off to?
Well, we're driving to the west now, and at Poole we take the boat to the Channel Islands. Then we
Yes.
go to France,
Yes.
Bretagne, Normandy,
Yes.
and then back home through Belgium to North Holland, where we live in Heer Hugowaard. Another
right.
nice name.
Now, is that be up near? Let me just think. I used to go to Heerenveen quite a lot. And Groningen.
that's-
Groningen, is that?
No,
near?
it's about 30 miles north of Amsterdam.
30 miles north of Amsterdam. Ah, right. It's a pleasure to meet you. I know you want to get on your way, and I wish you all the best. You have a card there. You're welcome to join me on my vlog and have a look. You know, it's great meeting people like you. This is what I like about this walk. I've met some fantastic people from all over the world and made friends with them, and I'm still in touch with them all, and I go and visit them and things like that. It's magnificent. It's lovely.
No, when you're alone, we're with the two of us.
Yes.
So you have communication. But when you're all alone, you need the communication.
Well,
you need people. That makes it great, I think.
Well, as you can tell, I'm quite talkative.
Yes.
So I do need people to talk to. It's just one of my failings in life, I'm afraid. Very nice to meet you both.
Okay.
Have a nice day. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Nice weather.
Yes, it's going to get better, I think.
Nice to see you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. New in Kent. I've been to Kent loads of times in the past, but never walking around the coastal path. But everybody's so friendly. Like these two guys. Your name, sorry, is Steve.
Paul.
They just made me a real nice cup of tea. Now, isn't that wonderful? And
there we go.
Thank you very much indeed, lads.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you. Bye bye now. Cheers. Well, I've eventually reached the Owl at Camber, which is, I would say, maybe about halfway between here and Lydd, so I'm doing quite well, really. And I've met these wonderful people. You will see Paul's wife in a second, but she's a little bit camera shy, and so I'm going to talk just to you for now, Paul, but we'll be saying goodbye. So we've been walking together for a couple of miles, sort of chewing the fat and having a nice getting to know each other. And what's the plan for today? Are you just out for a walk generally, or how are you doing it?
Yeah, we've come down for the weekend down to Rye from London, and spend some time together because we both work hard, lots of hours, and today was just about getting out, getting some fresh air, and open skies, and maybe dipping our toes in the water, or maybe not, depending on how cold it is. But just get some air and down to the beach.
That's brilliant. That's a very nice West Yorkshire accent you've got there, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm from the centre of the universe, Huddersfield.
Huddersfield. Right.
But let's not talk about the football.
No. No, it's not the right time when there's all these English teams, like, you know, getting into the championship finals, and poor old Huddersfield didn't make it. Mind you, I'm a Hull City fan, so they've been up and down like the Assyrian Empire for the last 10 years. It's the same thing, isn't it, really?
Well, I run the supporters in the south of the country as well.
Really?
We have a big supporters group, the Southern Terriers, and we meet up in London before games, and we're well connected to the club. We have directors. I even got Patrick Stewart to come down and do a chat with the supporters. So sadly it's not been a great season really, but there you go.
No, I mean, Patrick Stewart, I love him. I don't really like extras, and Ricky Gervais, the parts he played in that, I thought were absolutely incredible. You'd never think that Patrick Stewart would be doing that stuff. He went up massively in my estimation when he came out with all that stuff. I thought he was brilliant.
He does a lot of stuff in the background as well with charity work. He works with combat stress and that was about his father.
Yes.
His father basically was one of the last people off Dunkirk, from what I remember, and he was a gentle man, from what I remembered earlier. And when he came back, he was quite, quite traumatised by it. Probably now would be diagnosed with PTSD.
Yes.
And he became, as Patrick will tell you, he became violent and stuff, and so he recognised over time. But it wasn't his dad's fault, and went into combat stress charity and does all that kind of stuff. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, good luck.
Well, Becky's decided to join us. she's overcome her shyness, and you can see that. I'm sure you're very pleased to see Becky. She's a lovely lady and a lovely looking lady and a very intelligent lady. And so, what was you telling me there, Becky? The reason why you like coming to this area is.
Coming down to Rye, I used to come here as a child. We used to come to the Kent area a lot with my father. Back in the days when you had a van and you were just sort of bundled as children into the back of the van, there was no health and safety considerations. You just used to get in the van and go off for the day.
Yes.
And we used to come down to the Kent area, and traditionally it's always been sort of quite a depressed area. Many years ago, but the beauty of it just speaks for itself. The Kent, the Garden of England, is a reason for it. It's absolutely beautiful, and there's a lot of history as well. It's rich in history. There's a lot going for Kent, although I think there's areas of it that definitely need more regeneration, and there needs to be more consideration for employment and also for the younger generation what they can do. As I talk about that being depressed in parts. But it's beautiful. Yes. And so I wanted to come here with Paul because Paul had never been here before.
Right. Okay.
So it's more about it's more about me than the south because Paul's from Huddersfield. We're sort of slowly but surely. You're showing me around the north, aren't you? And I'm sort of showing you around the south.
So what do you think of Huddersfield then?
I think the people are fantastic. The warmth and. I've certainly been very lucky. Paul's one of my parents died many years ago, going back over 20 years.
Yes.
And Paul's family are fantastic. He's one of 7, and sadly his father died a few years ago now. And his mum's still with us, thankfully, and she's been absolutely lovely to me as well. And I've just felt very embraced by Paul's family and the north. I've got a lot of friends that are from the north. My grandfather was from the north as well, so I have got a little bit of northern there. But I love it, and I know that Huddersfield is again an area where there may not be a lot of prospects. We live in London. London is seen to be, I think, the mecca of all.
Paved with gold, isn't it?
Paved
London.
With gold.
Yeah. The streets are paved with gold.
Yes.
But actually, I think what people, they know that you can find some areas where. Residents might know the price of everything but the value of nothing, and I think when you go to the north and you travel around the country and you see the warmth and the community, that to me is more important than anything.
Yes.
And we're lucky where we are. We're in a cul-de-sac. We've got a community feel in our road. The neighbours are lovely, aren't they? And there's elderly residents in the road as well. People help each other out. Yes. But it's a pocket, it's an oasis, I think, in London where
fabulous.
A lot of people are just very busy.
Paul was saying you lived Teddington Lock, was it?
Teddington, it's a very pretty part of the world.
Yes, I would imagine.
You've got the parks and the rivers, so you've got the outside areas, which are very nice.
Yeah.
And we're only 30 minutes into London.
30 minutes into London.
Train,
but it's nice to come. I woke up this morning, and for the first time in many, it just took me back to when I was a child. 40 years plus ago. Sadly, it was that long. And it was the air was rich with bird song, and we don't have that in our area anymore. That was something that. That's something I miss. The big skies, the nature. There's a lot of development and building in London, and I think it's at the peril of nature and beauty like you have here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my first impressions of Kent, I've been here before, but never under these circumstances of walking around the place, and I'm really looking forward to it. And And for me, I mean, I mentioned this morning, as I walked through Rye, I crossed the 3,000 mile mark, so I was very pleased about that.
Congratulations.
But I'm desperately looking forward to getting to Dover, because from there I'll be sort of turning north and like heading back towards Grimsby. Even though I've got to take on the Thames estuary, you know, I've got to walk right along and past into the M25 to get across the river. But what I've seen of Kent already in terms of the people, fantastic,
It's lovely.
lovely
Really
people.
lovely to meet you, and to this journey that you're doing all around the coastal path. I think an inspiration for a man of three school years and 10. I think it's fantastic.
You two want to go and have a swim or whatever you're going to do?
Yeah.
I've got some walking to do. It's been an absolute pleasure being in your company for about the last hour.
Yeah, same.
I've absolutely
same
thoroughly
here.
enjoyed
It's
it.
been really lovely.
Likewise,
And it's been great.
And hopefully our paths may cross again. We'll certainly be following you.
Well, thank you very much indeed.
And with you in spirit. So.
And I hope to meet you again as well one day. You know.
Hopefully, yeah. Let's
Very,
do it.
very nice. Thank you very much indeed, Paul, and thank you very much indeed.
Thank
you. Take
Absolutely. Thanks, Becky. Cheers.
You're welcome.
Bye now.
Best.
Bye.
Oh, are you a bit?